Our top story this morning, the hostage and prisoner swap between Hamas and Israel seems likely to take place today following minor setbacks to the initial four-day truce agreement. Mediators in Qatar announced 13 Israeli women and children hostages will be released from Gaza.
The first batch of civilians to be released from Gaza will be around 4 p.m. of the same day. They will be 13 in number, all women and children, and those hostages who are from the same families will be put together within the same patch. Obviously, every day will include a number of civilians, as agreed, to total 50 within the 4 days.
And Sky's Dominic Waghorn has the latest from Tel Aviv.
I think things are now going to plan. According to the Qataris, there was a kind of 24-hour delay. The last minute sort of there were differences, I think, over the exchange mechanism. But we do look like as though this biggest diplomatic breakthrough that we've had since the war began is now going to plan. So unless there's a last-minute hitch overnight, the plan is we will have this ceasefire tomorrow, and then at 4 p.m. Israeli hostages will be released by Hamas, 13 of them. They will be identified and checked for their condition, and then they will be sent to hospitals before they can be reunited with their families. And at some point after that, Palestinians will be released from Israeli jails. Now, there's a lot less that we've been told about that by the Qataris, the mediators. Surprisingly, they had very little information about what's going to happen to their Arab brothers and sisters. We don't know how many are going to be released. There are reports it'll be a ratio of sort of 3 to 1, so that could mean 39 Palestinians being released, and we're being told it's women and children. It seems to be largely women and male teenagers, but exactly when they're going to be released and how is not being made clear. I think the jeopardy in this deal, Mark, is the fact that it's kind of a day-by-day process. So each day a list of names will be released of Israeli hostages that Hamas is going to let out. Whether that's 13 again the next day isn't really clear, and then they will be taken to the border and then checked as well, and then more Palestinian prisoners will be released. So at each stage there's a possibility of a hitch, of a disagreement, and it's not really clear who's overseeing this. And of course there's the danger, of course, of a breach in the ceasefire, and the Qataris slightly unclear as to who's going to oversee that. They're saying that lines of communication will be kept open, so if one side thinks the other side is fired, they'll have the opportunity to go to the Qataris and say, we think they fired a tank shell or something, was that intentional or not? So it's fraught with peril and jeopardy. I think the best thing we can say for it at the moment is that it is at the moment going to plan, and unless there's a last-minute hitch, we will see some of the Israeli hostages, 13 we're told, coming out by tea time tomorrow.